Hello, welcome into the Cosmic Hour. I'm Franklin, your host. We'll be joined by some intuition people who will join in a sort of a round circle as we talk about cosmic things this evening, the stars and the planets, and what's going on with that Saturn retrograde. My goodness, it's only the good news is it's only going to last for 3 more months. This is nothing like the Mercury retrogrades that we see so often, where a few weeks later you're done with it. This the relative distance of Mercury from the sun and Saturn from the sun is so different. And Karen saying hello. Karen, great to have you with us tonight. We're going to be talking about people who are eights that are born today. And the Saturn retrograde lasts so long because Saturn is so far out, and it takes it so long to go around the sun. And that's the outer planets. And the Saturn retrograde, of course, is about your fate, your destiny. Saturn is the ruler of what we are here to do and how we're supposed to do it. And right now we're right in the middle of this Saturn retrograde, which is not nearly as bad a thing as the Mercury retrogrades are, where everything just slows down and comes to a stop. And Karen says that my life path is the number 8. You know, Karen, the you are the poster child for passive aggressive. You you manipulate people in instead of just telling them exactly what you want. And that's what's going on with people who are born on this date, on July 22nd of 2022. That adds up to a 17. So 1 plus 7 equals 8. If you are born today on the final day of Cancer, you're born really on the cusp. And the the two most identifiable signs are Cancer and Leo. Today's the last day of Cancer. Tomorrow begins Leo. There is such a tremendous difference happening for everybody today. I mean, you can feel it. We're going to go from Cancer, ruled by the moon, the unconscious side, right? The subconscious. And tomorrow we go into Leo, ruled by the sun, which is putting everything out in public, turning your light on, taking that basket off of you so your light can shine. And suddenly the change tomorrow is going to be tremendous. Everyone is going to feel this. We're going to go from the the security and home safety of the thought of the fourth house of Cancer, and suddenly jump over tomorrow to Leo, the risk taker, the game player, the gambler, and it brings it out in every one of us. When the sun moves into Leo tomorrow, we're all going to be ready to take a risk, all going to be ready to not not just dream about things. And here's the big thing to look for now is that what you've been dreaming, what you've been fantasizing, what you've been praying about in the past month is going to turn into reality beginning tomorrow. You are going to, what you have dreamed, you're going to now manifest into the real world. And Karen, for you, for eights, what that means is bringing abundance into your life, bringing bringing more than you can use into your life so you can share it with other people. That's the whole purpose of you being an eight, is to consolidate power and money for the good of everybody, to uh, to be able to share, and that's the only way to truly enjoy anything, is to share it with someone else, to share it with that second person. And this is another thing about this particular date, it being the 22nd of the month in the year 2022. All of those twos mean that this is a coming together day. This is like a two to the fifth power, and everything that happens today, you're going to see both sides of. What everybody I've dealt with all day long told me, the good news and then the bad news. You get to see both sides today. You get to uh, still be under the moon influence, and keep things to yourself while being under the sun's influence here, walking from that fourth house to the fifth house. And suddenly, bam, all the lights come on, and you are ready to share yourself with the world. Share what you have, share what you have learned. That's the whole reason that we're here. And Karen, that eight life path can only be held back by you sabotaging yourself, because in previous lives you've abused the power that you naturally, you're a leader and you have authority and you naturally take power to yourself. There has been a time when you abuse that power. This is why, at least in the early portion of your life, you had a hard time doing for yourself, because you felt like you had to pay back by not getting things, and now you've realized that the more you bring into your life, the more you're going to be able to share it with other people. And it's a wonderful life path. And the people who are born on this date, on July 22nd, are 178s. See, the one is about taking action. It's about not just talking the talk, but really walking it, getting out there and taking part in the world, and having enough confidence in yourself and in your own ability to know right from wrong, that you're doing the right thing and to take action. Now the seven is about going inside and not looking for those reactions from other people, but going inside and combining your head with your heart, your logic with your emotion, using both of those to the fullest, and being able to connect to your spiritual side. That's what the seven is all about. So the one plus seven adds up to you as an eight, being able to take what people want to give you. And that's one of the hardest lessons that all of us have to learn, is how to receive, how to be a gracious winner, and to to share rather than hoard what you get, no matter what it is, to make it bigger, to pass things around. This is this is what's happening for those especially born on this particular date, and it really is. Karen, it's Karen says, "Do you see my new job getting busier? Just opened up, and new congregation." Living home. Okay, okay, okay. So the new job getting busier, so getting more business and getting more people involved in what you're doing there. Yes, very much so. That's um, this. This means that there's going to be a happy ending, and that things are coming together right now. So the new job getting busier. Oh yeah, yeah. Things are just starting to crank up right now, and what this real slow time that everybody's had has been partly because of the retrograde that's been going on, and partly also trying to get restarted again after the summer solstice when we had the longest day, and now they've started getting just a little bit shorter every day. So it's big changes are going on, and Karen, it's this is see it's better than it just going to be. Uh, uh, Better than it just going to work out. This is what you're supposed to be doing, and then that's what you're feeling here. It's the new job is a blessing that came to you. It's a gift from the universe. I mean, you with this work at this time where you are, you really are in the right place at the right time, and this is your guide showing you to continue doing what you're doing. When oh, when all of the doors are open for you, and things are going very smoothly, this is the universe through your guides telling you to keep doing what you're doing. Don't change your path. Don't vary. And in the same way that when suddenly all doors are closed and nothing actually works the way it's supposed to work, this is the universe telling you to change in the nicest, easiest way. And if you don't, it'll get harder, and the universe will start leaning on you and making you change. What are we in this life to do? To change. If we were just here to stay the same, what would be the point of even being here? If you already knew everything at the beginning. And this way, we have new things coming into our lives every day. Has there really ever been a day in your life when something new didn't come in? That's what life is all about, is reacting to those things and learning and growing. And if you happen to have a mate to live and grow and learn with, that's as close to heaven as you can get on earth, is having someone to share your life with. Because doing things for other people is so much easier, so much more fun than doing it for yourself. When you have someone in your life that you can really um, share your life with, the good, the bad, everything, and then you can grow together. And Karen says, "Thank you. This is it's a blessing. This new job, and it truly is where you're supposed to be at, Karen. It's the the thing about you being a passive aggressive is that you have a hard time accepting the help of other people. I bet you have a hard time accepting even a compliment. You try to turn it aside. Because it's hard for you to accept those things from people. Karen says, "Yeah, yeah," and this is one of those things that we learn as we go through life, and one of the hardest things in the world is to accept the help of someone that you don't like, someone who's a competitor, someone who's an enemy, the good Samaritan. To be able to accept good from someone that you consider to be an evil person. That that is how one would become enlightened if they could truly do that. And think about how hard that would be to accept the help of an enemy. That's that see that's something that nations have never been able to figure out. Uh, so on a personal level, it's these things that are so hard to do that are the reason we're here. If your life purpose was to be a nice person, be okay to everybody, well, that's just not the way it works. Your life purpose is to change, and whatever seems to be most impossible to you to change about yourself, about your life, well, guess what? That's your life purpose. That's why you're here, is to work out that problem. With Karen being an 8, it's almost certainly about money and power and abundance, and being able to accept it into your life, to know that, to have the self-confidence that you're going to do the right thing with that money and power, and that you can ask for more of it to be given to you. Uh, that's that's the true power of money, is to be trustworthy with money and power, and to spread it around. And the more you do, the more it feels, uh, the more that the 8 feels like the glyph for infinity, right? 8 is a wonderful number because it looks the same from the front and the back. And when it lays down on its side, it becomes something else entirely. The glyph for infinity, showing that it birth, death, and rebirth, and just it keeps going. And there's a great cycle here, and that's that. Speaking of cycles, we were talking about the Saturn retrograde. The reason that it lasts so long is because of how far it is out away from the sun. Karen says it's true, when you give, it comes right back to you, and that's because everything in the universe is circular, is curved. There are no straight lines in the universe. All gravity curves light, and it's everything ends up back where it began. We all come from the spirit world. We end up going back to the spirit world. And the people who are the youngest and the very oldest are the closest to it. They're the most connected to the spirit world. And that's what we're all here, I think, to do, is to be able to connect to the spirit world, which exists inside of every one of us. What is God? God's everything that the human eye can't see, and that includes inside of you. That's where the whole spirit world exists. It is right inside of you. This is how God can be with 7 billion different people at the same time, and give each one personal care. It's it's a connection that we have that exists to each other, and it's by using that connection that we have to each other, practicing that we're able to connect to the spirit world, and and then to see where we're going, to understand where we're going. That's the whole thing about doing psychic readings, reading the stars, doing astrology. It is no more than reading the ocean currents and knowing which way your boat's going, knowing where you're going to end up. And so, Karen, yes, it's very true that what you give out does come back to you. And one of the one of the ways that you can really test that is with money. The more money you give away, the more money comes back to you. The closer you try to hold on to money, it's like it takes on a life of its own and wants to get away from you. Very much like trying to control a lever, right? The more you try to hold on to them, the more it gives them the thought of, boy, maybe I need to get out of here. Karen says, absolutely true. It really is. And the coming back to you is a continual thing. You see, everything in the universe is circular. Good and bad are just 2 points on the same line. Good and bad can't exist without each other. And within each one of us, there exists good and bad. There exists the the opportunity to be as good as the best and as bad as the worst, given the right circumstances. Because Lord knows the world moves us more than the planets do. The Earth was never considered to be one of the guiding planets for anybody. And it's because the Earth has such a huge effect on everybody. And we're all on this Earth together to find each other and to give each other what we need. Nobody's on this Earth alone. Um, what would be the point of being the only human on the Earth? There's always been more and more and more. So, and in this day that finishes up Cancer and begins Leo, there's a huge change that you can really feel and that you can put to use to know that tomorrow things are going to kick into gear in a big way. The things that you've been waiting for the past month, the things that you've been fantasizing about, thinking of the different ways that it could work out, you're now ready to manifest that into the material world. And you'll wake up tomorrow morning and you will have solved the problem. You will have figured out the pathway that you're going to take, and you'll have the energy to take that path. You will be feeling the sun's power, and this is the Leo in all of us. All of our planets and stars pass through each of the 12 of the zodiac signs, and even more than that, the moon sign every 2.5 days, and it changes. So every 28 days, the moon sign runs through the entire zodiac, and every 28 days, every soul out there is affected by the moon sign moving through the zodiac so fast. And this is a lot of what happens to the world and why the world seems to have moods, right? Karen says, pick a card for my new car to come in the next 4 weeks. Ooh, okay. So do you get the new car in the next 4 weeks? Yeah. 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 If you change where you're getting it from. So um, it's what you think is going to happen is not going to happen, but you do get the new car in the next 4 weeks. Yes, you do, but not from the source that you thought it was coming from. You're going to have to travel a bit, right? You're so it's probably the other side of town, and a dealer on the other side of town, or something of that nature. That, but no more holdup than that. I've been, I myself have been trying to put together a car for the last 4 weeks. And Karen says, better with the dealer. Yeah, yeah. It turns out it's a very strange time to buy a car because computer chips have uh, you you have to get a new computer board right now. It takes about 6 weeks, and that's for a used car. And new cars, a lot of them are just not available at all right now. So yeah, this is the time to find a dealer, to find a person who knows what they're doing to help you get the car. Uh, I, I was dealing with a friend, right? And but between the two of us, we sabotaged the whole thing. And now I have to really go back in and start over, go back to the drawing board. And I believe now that tomorrow is going to be the day when this finally comes through. So, Karen, I'm with you. I'm waiting for things to change, and that's what everybody can look for tomorrow is the change and being able to. Thank you, says Karen. Be ready to being ready to change. We're going to go from the fourth house to the fifth house, and that's a huge change. See the two uh, the two signs that were thought to be the strongest in ancient times were Cancer and Leo. This is why when they decided what planets were going to be the guiding planets for which sign, they took uh, the moon and the sun for Cancer and for Leo, and then they used the other five planets that people can see with the naked eye, to break up into two uh, signs for each of those five planets. And then later on, you see, when we get telescopes and then photography, we discover those outer planets, and they are used to help describe the uh, the signs of the zodiac, which are the most misunderstood, the ones that the ancients couldn't really figure. And so that's Scorpio out there for Pluto, and Pisces with Neptune, and Uranus for Aquarius. Aquarius is Aquarius and Uranus brought us the age of electricity. There's an ongoing electric storm on Uranus that's been going on for who knows how long. And when they discovered Uranus, that is the time that electricity became a thing here on Earth. This is when Ben Franklin was flying the kite and bringing electricity down to the Earth, and we we now really take that for granted, that we can send signals all around the planet now, and we really can become one. We can join together in doing things, and there is such power in people thinking the same thought at the same time. There's there's such a force that can go all the way around the world of people thinking the same thing at the same time. And one of the all of the media has proven to be uh, the great facilitator of that. I mean, when you think that we started out with the telegraph wire, electrifying a wire and tapping little codes to go down the wire, and that ends up as satellite communication, where you can actually uh, see someone face to face who's on the other side of the world. It truly has uh, brought the world together and let us know that the reason we're here is to help each other, because things like hurricanes, tsunamis, they're too big. They're more than humans can deal with. No human can deal with them alone. They they happen to bring us together, to give us a reason to help each other, to reach out to each other, to understand each other. That's the purpose of people being here. And the the thing about psychic power, the psychic ability, intuition exists to some degree in every human. Every human can read the body language of another human, and that's the next door neighbor to reading their mind. There's humans very seldom listen to themselves, and that means that they seldom listen to their spirit guides. Your guides always come to you using the voice that you're going to trust the most, and that's almost always your own. When you speak to yourself, when you're thinking things over, your guides are a part of that conversation, and they come into your reality by coming through your voice. And as I am speaking to you now, my guides are speaking to me in the voice that I trust most. Somewhere in this, there's a message for me. Every time I do a psychic reading for anyone, there's always something there for me, because what has happened is your guides are coming through your voice, and my guides hear your guides, and they know exactly what they're saying. And my guides tell me, they show me, they I'm the well digger who picks up the dowsing rod and it comes to life. There's a an affinity there, that the first time I ever had a deck of tarot cards in my hand, I felt them come to life. I felt that what the well digger feels when he picks up the dowsing rod and the thing takes off on him, it comes to life. Inanimate objects can come to life. They can speak to you. Of course they can. What's the what's the most powerful and the most talkative inanimate object on this planet? Handguns that want to be used, that ask to be used. That this is why those who carry guns bring gunfire to themselves. It there are many inanimate objects that the earth itself speaks to us. The earth itself takes in all that we move away from ourselves. When you drop everything that you're supposed to. You have to let go. You have to release. And when we release these things, we release them back into the earth. People have been doing this for thousands of years. That they release what needs to be released, and they, through meditation, are able to to drop those things and to let them go back into Mother Earth. And when they pass through the earth on the way in or on the way back out, they create friction. They warm the earth. People have been passing these things into the earth for so long that this is, I think this is the reason that we're having uh, so much of the warming is coming back from the earth. We're having so many volcanoes and that sort of thing, where the fires are burning. They seem to be coming out of the ground rather than from any other source. And I think this is because there are now so many people on the planet, and so many people are passing these things into the earth, and it's it's why things are changing climate wise so much. So if we look for our person who is born today, a 17/8, and Karen says, explains the fires in England. Yeah, it uh, the, the fires that have been happening in California in particular are strange, are really a different thing than I think we've ever seen before. And as you say, it's going on around the world. This is the sort of thing that does bring humans together, and that's really it is what it takes, is to to care about each other. You see, we have created the humans that we have. Karen says yes, yes. It seems to be that we create exactly what we want to create, and you do that by by what you feed to your humans, right? What you put in your brain, what you put in your stomach. It's it would have been just as easy in this country to create sane human beings out there as it is to have these that we have, but they would not be following the politicians that we have. So there's always a reason why the people are the way they are. And the biggest problem that I've seen with the entire world is authoritarianism. It's any institution that includes hierarchy and um, privilege is messed up, and that's every institution in this country. When you set anything up with a hierarchy, and you have to have leaders, well, sooner or later the leaders get old and move off, and when you have the people who take over, it's never the same. And this is why people have to change as they go. You can't be locked into the past, because truly there's no way to go back. It's it's like the retrogrades. Retrogrades are just optical illusions. No planet ever moves backwards. Of course they don't, but they appear to, and people believe what they see to the extent that retrogrades are truly a worldwide phenomenon, a thing that happens because so many people believe that they're going to happen. And this is the power of people thinking the same thing at the same time. And we I think what we want to do tonight is to do a reading for these souls who are born today, the the ones who are coming into the world today. These and this is really for all of the eights who are out there. What's going on with you right now? Oh boy, is you looking out over the world, trying to decide, where do I fit in? How how can I be of the best use? There's many different paths. The ships are all out on the sea, and you realize that your feet are not touching the ground. You're a blessed soul, and you've tried to keep that from people, so they won't know that you really have this blessing within your soul. What's what's about to happen? Oh, that's that really is okay. So of course you're an eight. It's about money. Money, money is money is coming. This is not the time to cash out investments. What you have planted, that money tree over there, has got a lot more to come. You've only knocked off one of the plants so far. Mama Lit says hi to the entire gang. We're we're talking about eights tonight, and for eights, oh boy, what's about to come into your life is the pathway towards making money. So the new job, the new career is really going to come very, very soon, as this is right on the verge. And what you're going to be able to do is take advantage of the situation where others have failed. Other people have dropped out of this. They've decided to not play anymore. So you get to be the hero here. That's how this is going to work out. Is you get to take up the spoils of war, as it were. You're going to be the winner and come out of it. So that's very good. That's uh, it's a good prediction for right now. For that's in the coming week, Karen. That's for you. That's an eight. That this new job is really going to work out. Uh, so you can have confidence in what you're doing, and confidence is the biggest factor of all. Karen says thank you. It's it's good to be with all of you again tonight, and to be able to open up and let you know that things are getting better. Things are improving. This the whole the whole spin of the world is making me feel better. I feel like this change from from introspection of cancer to the daring of Leo, to taking off your disguise. Tomorrow's the day, and get out there and show the world who you are. The whole thing about Leo, see, Leo's always shining. Leo, that sun is always shining, right? It's the world that turns away from it. It's Leo sometimes hides their own light because they feel like they're overshadowing other people. They're taking all of the spotlight away from other people. And if you share the spotlight, Nene says, hi, Franklin. Nene, good to have you with us tonight. We're talking about the people born today. And the people born on this date are 17 eights. 1 plus 7 equals an 8. And those people, an August Leo. Yes, see, Leo starts tomorrow, dear. And this is going to be a huge change. This is the last day of us being in Cancer, being ruled by the moon. And tomorrow we kick into Leo and we're going to be ruled by the sun. And everyone is going to shine their light. They're going to turn on that magnetism that brings people to Leos. Everybody has it in them. Everybody's an actor. We can all act like Leos when we need to, and when you're in the right mood. This is what's going to happen, and we're all going to feel such a large change when we go from Cancer to Leo tonight. So we're all kind of on the cusp. If you're born today, you're going to have both Leo and Cancer tendencies. You know, you're moving from the fourth to the fifth house, and that's moving from unconscious, from dreamland, from trying to keep everything within your mind to being conscious, to being out there and taking a risk, daring to gamble, to think of yourself as being a lucky person. And this is what gamblers, the ones who win, this is why they win, because they truly think they're going to win. It's really a mindset. So, as an August Leo, it's going to be your time. And when your birth month comes around, those couple of weeks that lead up to your birthday are the most fortunate time for you in the entire year. Nene says, I need to win. I love playing Lucky 777 at casino. Yes, yes. There's gambling is a game. We use games to teach us how to live, how to be in life. You know, that's why we have games. It doesn't matter who wins, right? It's how you play the game, and games have gotten to the point now where uh, cheating seems to be part of the game. They're all trying to cheat each other, so they seem to be losing the point of having sport in the first place, of sport bringing us together instead of trying to as it is today, trying to win money. The gambling seems to have taken over the sport. It seems to be the whole purpose for what they're doing. So when when you are a Leo, you have to take part. You are a natural leader. You're the person that they're going to pick out of the crowd to come up and ask questions to. Right? You look like you know what you're doing, and this is so much of the Leo the leadership is that they look the part. They truly are feeling lucky, so they gamble and they take risk, and this is very different than the cancers that we just came out of. Cancers are all about building home and security, money in the bank, and this, they they wouldn't feel right about gambling, and that is what separates a lot of psychics. Nene says, "Yep, all the time at work, asking me questions like I'm the boss." It's presentation. It's what what you think of yourself is what you put out there to the world. It's it's that rising sign. When you were born, they knew three things about you when you were born: where the moon was, where the sun was, and which of the 12 zodiac signs was coming up on the eastern horizon. What was your rising sign when you first saw the light of day? And when the light of day first saw you, it's that how you looked at that particular moment is how the world's going to see you for the rest of your life. If your rising sign was Leo, you are going to be perceived as a leader, as as the authority, as having authority, as knowing more than you know, and you have to watch yourself, not not brag, not try to make others think that you know more than you do know, because they already think that you know more than you do, and eh, there's a fine line there of using it or abusing it, and this is where Leos do find their problem, is that in former lives they have had a time when they have abused that power, when they've taken advantage of people, they've manipulated people, they've told people what they wanted to hear, right? And they just um, they 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 have in the back of their mind that they want to correct this thing. They don't know why. That they hold themselves back, and that's really the problem, is that we carry baggage from previous lives. You know, when when Jesus healed the man who had been blind since birth, the disciples said, "Well, was it something that he did in a previous life, or was it something that his parents did?" And Jesus said, "No, it's none of that. It was to be able for God to show his love, God's love for humankind, for all these people to see this miracle happen. That was why. So a man was born blind. So a man born 30 years later would be able to show God's miracle. You never know what your purpose is in this life. But one thing's for sure, you're being used as an example. Every one of the 7 billion people on this planet is either a good or bad example for some other soul. And it might not even be somebody that you know. but you're in their life somehow, and you are affecting it. And you, by what you do, by how you live your life, this is your teaching. This is how you will affect the world by simply being yourself. And when you trust yourself, when you have the self confidence in yourself to trust that you're going to do the right thing, then you're set free. You can live today. You don't have to worry about anything that happened yesterday. You don't have to be fearful of what's going to happen tomorrow, because you know that you will be taken care of as long as you take care of yourself and you don't do any harm. You don't doing no harm. That's the doctor's first order, right? First, do no harm. And it's so hard to do that because each of us has a karma. It's like we're hanging on a string. And when the wind blows, we all bounce into each other, and our karmas get mixed, and we weren't even supposed to know that person, and now they've become a part of our life. And this is why life is so complicated and gives you so many opportunities to do the right thing. To no matter what happened in the past, you can start over today. You can you're the director of this movie. You can say, cut. uh, I'm going to start over. We're going to go back to page one, and we're going to start over and do it right this time. That's the wonder of reincarnation, of believing in birth, death, and rebirth, of believing this is not your only chance, that you're going to have an opportunity to grow. To the only thing that impresses God is how much you change, how much you move within that particular lifetime. That's the only thing that you're trying to do is to change. So accept change into your life, and let your prayers be that you can use that change to the best that you can, to be the best you that you can be. That's why you're here. this is why you are getting this chance. At the end of your last life, you decided that, well, boy, I better try again, and you found a way to get in, and here you are. And this is this is a wonderful life, and it is what you put into it. You can create anything you want to create. You can be the person that you want to be. And there are so many other souls like yourself in this world, everywhere, everywhere. And the Nene says, Franklin, do you see me getting my house in the future? Ooh, Nene's house. Oh, yes. Yeah, there you are. There you are. Yes. In front of the house, looking out the gate. And this is, see, a four means take things one step at a time. Don't don't try to jump over anything. Be sure and dot all the T's, or dot all the I's and cross all the T's. And it is time to go. Thank you so much for being here for the show this evening, and I will see you next time, same place, same station. And until then, I'm Franklin. I love you. Thanks for being here.